Hello everybody, my name is Reg, I'm a manager and a coach at Revosect, and welcome to the short VOD review session. Today I will be checking out one of our community members playing Sixwide Auto Regen. Firstly, let me explain the scenario and its goal. 6 medium-sized static targets across a wide plane with multiple hit points and a regeneration mechanic, healing the bots whenever you are not hitting them. You have an automatic gun and should hold your mouse one down throughout the entire run, just like a target switching scenario. The goal is to train your speed, but just as importantly your ability for clean dead stops on top of a target. Speed and precision kind of trade for each other, but in this scenario you want to upkeep both. Now let's actually look at the VOD, and what strikes me first are the visuals. Teal walls, neon green and super tiny crosshair, and bright yellow targets. There's basically no color contrast. The chosen colors are all in the same hue range, which combined with a tiny crosshair can make it difficult to easily locate your crosshair. Where is it exactly? In the middle of the bot, towards the edges? I'm saying this because your brain is really good at adding information which it does not actually have. It's interpolating. So while you can clearly see the crosshair and where the dot is when you straight stare at them, you will have trouble seeing both when looking at the target closest to your current one. In other words, when you choose your next target. This either forces you to hyper-focus on precision, which isn't good as your tunnel vision, or you cannot handle it, lose control and end up floating around atop the target, which is precisely what we see here, excessively stuttery micro-adjustments trying to compensate for the poor visual information the brain is receiving, or just sliding past a bunch of targets before they have been destroyed. To fix the color scheme, you can change the wall to a grayscale color or something desaturated, then go with contrasting option of either white targets or black ones. And lastly, choose any crosshair color that you find yourself to see the best, something saturated and bright. Remember not to make the crosshair excessively small. As for something mechanical that I notice is that this player struggles with their muscle tension. Very clearly we can see that all of the adjustments made are very jittery. There are no smooth tiny adjustments of any kind, specifically the micro adjustments. This player either moves the mouse a lot or not at all. It is widely accepted that the less tension your arm is under, the better it is for your aim. So that is this player's first problem by itself. But even then you kind of want to learn to tighten or relax the tension depending on the scenario. As for fast gap closing flicks, you do need some amount of tension. Like I mentioned, this player repeatedly moves on too early, and the poor color scheme as well as the poor muscle tension do play a major role in that. But I have noticed an additional cause for that bad habit, relying on the hit sounds too much. When it is simply too hard for you to see what you are precisely doing, the hit sounds are an easy way to understand whether you are on top of the targets or not. This is totally fine by itself, but when you end up completely relying on it, you do not know where your crosshair is exactly on top of the target. Is it in the middle, towards an edge, about to fall off? This leads to players overestimating their precision, and thus they feel confident in moving on before the target is destroyed. The scenario with the regeneration mechanic punishes you for this habit the most, as any split second you fall off, the target regenerates health. So after possibly adjusting the color scheme and crosshair, this player needs to relax, force less speed, and instead pay more attention to the micro adjustments. While this is still a speed scenario, it's not about flicking the fastest you can go to then waste seconds trying to adjust back onto the target or move past the targets altogether because you have a certain rhythm in your head that you just blindly follow. Actually look at what your crosshair is doing and build a technique based on accuracy and not simple speed. To keep this video short and watchable, this is all I have time for, even though there are a few more things to go over. If you're interested in having your own VODs reviewed, you can get a simple review from a community member in our Discord at discord.gg/Revosect, or you can get in contact with me through the Discord and I'll help you book a session with our coaches. My Discord tag is Revosect as well. Hope to see you around and all the best.